What's up guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. I'm here at Hyundai of Lakewood, Florida, checking out this completely brand new 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now, it just hit the dealerships like literally last week, and to my surprise, they all sold out, including this one. But they were nice enough to let me check it out on the exterior, interior, turn it on, play with some cool and interesting features on this vehicle. Now, if you're waiting for my full-blown driving impressions, that's gonna have to come out in the next video once they get the stock so I can test drive it on the actual road. But that's what we're gonna do today. If you're ready, let's go. Well guys, let's start right up front in here. I gotta tell you, when I first looked at it, I thought it was just a Tucson with a cutout on it. Now that I looked up close and personal on this vehicle, I see that there's so many differences in this, more than similarities. So let's start with the similarities, because one of them is obvious. When you see the new grille on the Tucson, you know that this is basically what it is. Now the beautiful daytime running lights, now they look awesome at night. I have them running. I'm not sure if you can see them, but those are daytime running lights. The real lights are right here along with the turn signals. Okay, and this one is all encased in this smoked chrome. So this is not a shiny black, this is like the smoked chrome trim. We've seen it on other models, and it's in combination of this matte gray around the lights in here, as well as the sage gray, which is what they call this color right here. Now, as far as the hood, it's a completely different lines on the hood than on the Tucson. Now, you see these lines right here on the Tucson, they're straight up. These kind of are curved, and they make their way wider and kind of disappear as they get closer to the windshield. So that makes it for a little bit more muscular look. And speaking of the muscular look, well, it also has the muscular engine. So let's pop the hood and let's see what powers up this 2022 Santa Cruz. All right, so underneath the hood of this one, this is the upgraded 2.5 liter turbocharged engine, 277 horsepower, so about 310 pound-feet of torque. Now this one is mated to an 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Now there's also another engine option. This is the base one. The base one is 2.5 liter engine, non-turbo, about 190 horsepower, 180 pound-feet of torque, and that one is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission as well, except you don't get the dual clutch in the non-turbo engine. Now as far as the engine compartment right here, check this out, nice insulation right here. Now if I were to ding it for something, there's this hood prop stick right here. Now the good part is it's out of the way, it's not in your view, and it's kind of easy to latch, so that's not a big thing for it. Well guys, so on the side here you can see that this is the SUT, Sport Utility, or Sport Ute, and it's all glory. Basically it's kind of a pickup truck or a cutout, however you want to call it. Now I love that sage gray color, I already told you that. I also love that they have this matte gray trim around the wheel wells. There's nothing special about some of the other ones that we've seen on the Tucson and Santa Fe and stuff like this. This one is much bigger. It also has this rugged design on this, and a little picture of this pickup truck on the side of it. Now the wheels on it, they're 20-inch wheels. Now we're looking at the limited model. This is the Big Daddy. This is the highest end model, over $41,000 on this one. You won't get these wheels on the base one, and you can check out the different packages on the Hyundai's website, and I'm going to try to get my hands on the basic one as well, just to kind of show you what you get for the base price of $25,000, because that wouldn't be this. Now, as far as the rest of it, mirror caps, same color as the rest of the vehicle. Now this one does have this keyless entry system, so you can see, you know, the key is inside of it, so it's not going to do it. As far as the body lines, there still some, but they're not as pronounced as on the Hyundai Tucson. There still has this triangle. On the Tucson, it comes from here all the way to the middle. This one's got this triangle body line that kind of connects in here and then continues through the rest of the vehicle. I also like that they don't have any chrome in here. This is not a fancy, not a luxury SUV. This is more of a utilitarian one, if you will. Again, the same trim in the back of it, and I'm really excited to check out this bed and see how usable it could be. Right, so this is the cool portion of this vehicle, completely different from anything else that you've seen. I like those big long lights, even though this part doesn't really light up. This is more of a reflection, but this is all LED, and it combines all of the lights inside of here. Now, you have a Hyundai written kind of embossed into the door handle, as well as the Santa Cruz embossed in this panel right on the gate. H-Track, which is a Hyundai all-wheel drive system. This one has a 2.5T. This is the indication that it's a turbo engine, and this is a pretty cool rear bumper slash step. Now you have the steps to kind of help you get on it and see what you have inside of it, maybe grab something from here. Now there's also a step in here, and then you can step on this portion right here. Now how's the gate open? Nice and slow. I love that they actually incorporated the soft open gate, and there's a couple interesting features on the inside of this bed, so let's check it out together. All right, let's check out this rear cargo bed area. Now this one has this tonneau cover, which I'm going to close at the very end, but let's check it out. Let's check out how many little hooks are here, little spots that you can tie in stuff into. There's also a couple of compartments right here. Let's check out what's inside of it. Just a storage compartment on this side. There's also one on the other side. Let's see if it's also a storage compartment, and it looks like it is just a storage compartments both sides. You can close them. This is pull and twist, so you can actually adjust those to on those rails if you need the tie downs in a different place. This slide goes on if you open, let's say, this storage compartment right here, and we've seen that on the Honda Ridgeline. Very similar thing. Okay, you can have a tailgating party. You can throw some ice in here, cold drinks. There's a little plug right here that you can open, drain the water out when you're done. This is pretty cool. Now, the big question remains, who's this truck for? If you have a canoe, maybe, you still would have to put it right on top. If you have a jet ski, it won't fit. Bikes? Tight, but maybe. So I guess this is for people like with the very active lifestyle. Maybe people that do a lot of different sports. They can just throw their gear in the back and be done with it. Now, as far as the tonneau cover, like I said, this one has it, and it actually has a little pull right here. See, it closes, and when it's closed right here, you don't see anything that's in this bed at all. So this is pretty cool. Right on top of there, you also see the LED brake light. You have this little window that opens. I just noticed that too. And then on top of it, you have the shark fin antenna. Let's see if there's enough room for people in the back seat. Well, so you might be wondering how many people can fit in the back, and I gotta tell you, there's room for 2 people at least. Third person can certainly fit in here. And does it have enough room? Let's see. I'm almost touching the front seat, and this is adjusted to my normal driving position. I'm 6 feet tall. I have plenty of headroom. I have lots of shoulder room, so I guess for the size of this vehicle is not bad at all. Now this is a limited version, so it's also pretty nice on the inside. It's wrapped in leather. Well, what am I telling you? Let's come and check it out yourself. Oh, and this is one thing that would drive me crazy. They have pretty big feet right here, and they don't really fit through this little opening. So, I mean, that might be an issue for some people. All right, so let's start with the back door right here. Now it does have this fabric, leather, soft plastic. Actually, this is hard plastic. Looks like soft plastic. And in the window in the back, I mean, it has this line right here, so that kind of might limit a little bit of your visibility. But then there's a window right in the back here, so I guess I'll have a better understanding once I get in the front seat to see if it really does have a lot of room. Now, does this open? Okay, it doesn't. I thought it would. For the pass-through to the cargo area, that would be pretty cool. Now, what else you have in here? You do have your vents for AC, and then you have your USB ports right on here. Okay, this is how the seats in the back look like. Let's see where the magic happens. All right, so as always, we're gonna check out the sound of the closing door, and it's okay. I mean, it's not super heavy or anything like this, but the interior, let's start right on here. The door, again, multitude of different sheens and trims. Okay, hard plastic, soft plastic, a little bit of that shiny black, piano black trim that continues right around the window switches, mirror switches, all that stuff. This is that what looks like very durable fabric material right on the side, simulated aluminum door handle right here. Check out this interior, it's pretty cool. You look in here, you have the power driver side seat, you have this digital screen, we'll get to that in a second. And this is what we have in here: your dimmer, your cargo light, and your traction control off. So, all right, let's check out the interior. 2022 Santa Cruz by Hyundai. Big Hyundai logo right on this multifunction steering wheel on the left hand side. You see different modes, and we're going to check out basically that switches stuff around, and the instrument cluster as well as this one right here switches different menus. So what we're going to check out is go and take a look now at this 10.25 inch screen. Now this is straight out of a Hyundai Limited. We've seen that. We've also seen a similar screen in the Santa Fe models. So we'll see what happens when we start messing around with those menus. Now this is a standard setup. So on the left hand side you'll see your speedometer, on the right hand side you'll see your tachometer. Right here in the middle is where you see some information in here. So attention level, this is your miles per hour. Now you have the navigation, you can set it up in here. You have some information, you know, as far as the tire pressure and stuff, and then you go back to the attention level. So that's basically monitors of how awake you are. 123 miles, you know, as far as the remainder for the trip in here. Now it says 86 degrees outside. I think it's either 86 and 150 degrees humidity, or a lot higher temperature. 12.8 miles per gallon, and that's because the vehicle was probably idling for quite a lot. Now we move to another 10.25 inch screen, and this mode button on the steering wheel, this is where you turn this system on. So you can set up this mode button. Okay, what do you want it to control? Whether it's a FM, USB music, sounds of nature, phone projection, Bluetooth audio, stuff like this. You have 3 different buttons that you can configure in here. Custom button on the steering wheel. Okay, this is this one right here on the left hand side on the steering wheel, and then you also have the custom button on the navigation itself, which is this one right here. So you have 3 different buttons that you can actually configure to your liking to do whatever you want them to do. Now we'll get to the screen. Now take a quick peek at the design of this vehicle. I really like this. This is soft plastic, and it's a combination with not my favorite piano black, but a lot of people like it. It definitely looks sharp until you get some fingerprints on it. See, that fabric trim continues on the dashboard itself, and the vents are right here, okay, right in the middle, and then on the side, but they have this trim that continues alongside basically the entire trim right here. So let's go back to this 10.25 inch screen. We've seen this on other Hyundais. Very nice, very responsive. Okay, this one does have a navigation, so you can see it takes up the entire screen. We'll go back home. So phone projection, it does have connect Apple phone that supports Android Auto, Apple CarPlay using an approved USB cable, so they're not wireless. Okay, voice memo, pretty cool thing. You can basically record your memo and retrieve it later if you don't have a pen to write it down and you're driving. You certainly don't want to do it. So climate settings, okay, you have the main settings that you can set it up in here. Then valet mode, quiet mode, that basically limits the output of the front speakers or the rear speakers only placed through the front speakers at the maximum level of 7, I believe that's what it is. Radio media setup. Okay, that's basically what you have in here. You even have the user's manual. Let's see if it's a link to the website. Yeah, this is a link to the website that you can actually go in and have that. Now Blue Link, that's basically Hyundai paid subscriptions, which you can have several different services for it, such as you can turn your car on, off, you can have maintenance reminders, all that kind of good stuff in here. So this is really shiny. As you can see, it's pretty much like a mirror. You can see me in here on that middle screen. Right, so bottoms underneath here, you have the power button, radio media off, you can turn it on. Okay, we can see maybe for a second here. There's a Bose stereo, sounds actually pretty good. You have map, navigation, those are your shortcut buttons, navigation, so different places, and see how quick it responds. This is what I like about Hyundai and Kia. Okay, so you have the POI, point of interest name. I don't know if you, well, let's go back to POI categories. So let's see if we can find a gas station in here. Coffee shops, gas stations. Is it going to tell me the prices as well? Sure enough, that's what I love about Hyundai. Look at this, Speedway, $297 regular, $330. All right, if you're watching this video a few years from now, so you see 2021 in August, that's what the gas prices in Florida are. Bottom of here, right here, again, your custom button, seek, track, radio, media setup, pretty much self-explanatory. Right at the bottom here, you have the automatic climate control. You can control your fan, you can control your rear window defroster, not that we need it in Florida in here. And then you can also have your temperature up and down buttons in here. Now, at the bottom here, you do have the USB port, you have the regular charging port. This indicates that it does have the wireless charging in here. And then while we're here, I'm going to check out this key right here. The new style Hyundai key, lock, unlock, hold for the gate opener, hold for the panic button, hold for the remote start. Okay, and I told you it is a sold vehicle. It even says right here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, sold. Okay, so basically don't touch it, don't drive it. Okay, I'm able to actually check it out for you guys and bring it to Matt the Carguy channel. This guy's at Gettle Hyundai of Lakewood, great group of people. Now you have the center diff lock right here, you have the auto hold, that's for your brakes basically. You can set it up. Different drive modes, we'll check that out in a second. Electronic parking brake, the park assist, and then the hill descent assist. Now you also have the heated and ventilated seats as well as the heated steering wheel on this particular one, and you have another storage compartment in here. So let's check out the drive modes, let's see what it does. Okay, all right, so in the middle here, snow, smart, sport, and normal. So it changes the look of the screen, which is pretty cool, and it changes the settings on the vehicle. So we're not going to be able to, unfortunately, drive it, you know. I'm going to leave it in the normal mode so the people that buy it are going to be able to change it to their liking. What else is here in this cabin? Okay, so regular mirror, home link buttons right at the bottom here. Now you have the blue link button, SOS button, light controls, and the sunroof, just a regular sunroof in here. Looks like a decent visibility on the outside. Now I told you I'm not going to be able to test drive it really, but I'm going to be able to put it back in the spot that I took it from, so at least we're going to do like a mini test drive. Now let's take a look at the rear view camera, so I don't have to do it while I'm driving it. And it does have the 360 camera. Love the quality of it. Different angles for the 360 camera. Okay, this is pretty cool because it shows you the bed. I wonder if you throw something in this bed, if it's going to show it to you as well. I don't think so, because I have the tonneau cover that's closed right now. So this is just an actual regular truck cover. So let's take a quick look. Okay, now even in when I put it in drive, it doesn't do that. Now as far as the trajectory lines, I like the front and back trajectory lines. It shows you if you're not going to hit something on the side of it, which is a very nice feature. A lot of vehicles have it. All right, so this is it. This is the interior of this vehicle. Now let's take it back maybe around the parking lot to the spot that I found it. All right, guys, so we're gonna try to take the long way to put this vehicle back in the parking lot, so at least I get a little bit of a feel of how it handles. But for a full test drive, we're gonna have to wait till they actually have one in stock that I can test drive. But I wanted to bring that to you, so you at least have my thoughts on this brand new Santa Cruz. Now, as far as the trim levels, look at the Hyundai website right now. The base one is the SE, and it's got the very competitive starting price point, the $23,990. Now, of course, you get the base engine. You don't get a lot of this amenities that are coming standard on this Limited, which I'm going to list in the description of this video. But the starting price is really, really nice, $23,990. It's 3,500 pounds towing capacity. It does have an 8-inch color touchscreen display audio, and what's interesting, on the base one you do get the wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so that's pretty cool. Now the SEL, which is the second trim level, $27,190, it actually gets this 10.25 digital gauge cluster. It does have some other features on here, SEL Premium. Now this one does have the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission with Shiftronic, which means that it does have the turbo engine, because that's the only one that comes with the turbo engine is the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. Optional H-Track all-wheel drive system is also optional on the one that we're sitting in right now. Now this one has it. The Limited starts at $39,720. The one that I'm sitting at right now, it actually has $41,580, and it is an all-wheel drive, so I'm not sure why they on the website they said it's an optional all-wheel drive. Added features on this one is that beautiful sage gray color that we've seen, carpeted floor mats, and the cargo net in the bed area. So that's the only features that are extra on it. I'll put it in the description link of this video. We've seen the rear view camera in here, and I really like those trajectory lines. I really like how it fills up the entire screen. The way you sit in this car, you sit up higher, but you don't sit up as high as on some of the pickup trucks, which I've recently reviewed the Honda Ridgeline. I really, really like that, because it's not typical pickup truck. It's actually a pickup for people that don't like pickup trucks. But it was much bigger than this. As a matter of fact, the bed on it is almost a foot longer than this one right here, so it's definitely more usable. It also does have this 6-cylinder engine, about the same horsepower really than this one, maybe just 10 horsepower more on the Honda Ridgeline, but it's also a heavier truck, so it's a different purpose vehicle. And you know, in my opinion, this is going to be competing with the new Ford Maverick, okay, which also has a low starting MSRP that hasn't come out yet, but starting MSRP on that Maverick would be just under $20,000. So it would be nice to see the Maverick as soon as it comes out and see how this would stack up against the Santa Cruz. Overall, I like this vehicle. I like the features of it. I mean, I don't think I'd buy it for myself, but there's a specific client that are looking for it, and certainly they are very popular, because this dealership, Gettle Hyundai of Lakewood, they had 2 of them, both sold right away, you know, within days of them receiving it. And I've called some other dealerships in the area, and none of them have it. So it certainly is a popular vehicle for, you know, its segment. So what we're going to do is we're going to park it, but before I park it, I just want to accelerate a little bit, just kind of have the feel of this vehicle, of how it does with this dual clutch transmission. I think it's going to be very torquey. Well, I can already see that. Very similar kind of acceleration, very similar feel to, let's say, the Santa Fe or the Kia Sorento. Same engine, essentially. Feels very capable, you know, as far as acceleration. You can hear the engine work, but it's not, I mean, it would be different on the road, so I'm not gonna even say anything about it, but definitely be interesting to see how it test drives on the road. But overall, decent vehicle. Certainly something that's gonna turn some heads, because it is different than basically anything else that we've seen on the market. Feels good as far as the visibility. I mean, I was afraid that these windows right here are gonna kind of block it. They're not. They're actually pretty cool, and this is what I like about it. Look at this. I know where I'm in the front, I know where I'm in the back, I know I'm fitting in this parking spot right here, of course crooked. Okay, so we're gonna go straighten it up, and we're just gonna park it right where it should be, waiting for its new owner to take it home. Congratulations to whoever bought it. You know, I hope you get the great use of it. And guys, if you like watching videos like this, I promise I'll come back to a Santa Cruz and test drive it on the road. But I hope you got some value in it by me going over some of the interior features of this. If you like watching videos like this, check out the rest of my channel. Consider subscribing. By the way, if you do subscribe by the end of this year, which we're in 2021, and we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, I am giving away some cash. So I'll post the link to that video in the description of this video. So become a part of Matt the Carguy family. If you already won, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for it, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.